right, welcome to my mini course on how to get exposure for your business, books, brands, or products. I'm Brenda Cotton Waters. I'm the host of Brenda Talks Business, which is a mini cast that you guys can watch over on IG. It's Brenda Talks Business. And what I do is I interview entrepreneurs and leaders and influencers, and they come on the show and tell their stories of successes and failures and ups and downs and motivation to help you really get yourself out there, because you have something special to offer the world. You have a gift. You are the gift. You have something amazing to offer to the world, whether it's a book, a business, a brand, a product. There is something special within you that you need to get out into the world. But what tends to happen is once we realize that, we're like, okay, I've created this thing, or I want to create this thing, we kind of hit a roadblock. Is that you? Have you ever been like that? Like, you put it out and you're like, nobody's buying my product, or nobody's watching my videos, nobody's visiting my website, nobody's downloading my podcast. You hit that little like bump in the road and you're like, oh my gosh. And a lot of times what happens is a lot of us get discouraged, right? We either want to give up, or we just kind of fall back and we don't put a lot of energy into that thing that we just created that we were so excited about. So what I want to do is encourage you to keep going. Don't give up. Keep moving. And in this mini course today, I'm going to give you some tips, tools, and strategies that you can use to help you get more exposure for your business, for your brand, for your books, for your products, and for your services. Because you got this. You just need the tools. You just need the know-how so that you can continue to put yourself out there and become a well-known household name. All right, let's dive in. Okay, tip number one is word of mouth. That's the easy one, right? Like, just get people talking about you and your services. And the best way to do that is to always try to provide the top, highest quality service you can for your customers, for your audience, and for your followers. Now, number two is, I have notes, you guys, so just hang in there with me. Number two is social media. So I know when you guys hear this, a lot of times you guys get overwhelmed because you're like, I don't need another thing, Brenda. Trust me, I am the same way. But what I usually tell people is when it comes to social media, just focus on wherever your audience is, wherever your ideal clients or customer, wherever your dream client is, wherever your right fit client hangs out. That's where you need to be. Okay, so there's so many different places to set up a social media account. You have TikTok, you have Instagram, you have YouTube, you have Pinterest, you have LinkedIn, that's even social media, Facebook. There's so many places to choose from. And yes, you can have an account everywhere, but find those one or two places that your ideal client and customer hangs out and go and set up an account there first. Start to build that audience. And once you start to get some traction there, then you can move to the next, and the next. The one thing about branding is making sure that you have the same profile picture, your same profile image and bio is the same across all of your platforms. Okay, so don't have one picture over here on TikTok and a completely different picture on Instagram. You want to make it easy for your ideal client and customer to find you if they choose to go to a different platform as well. They can find you and identify you very quickly and very easily. Now, once you start to build up your social media following, something magical starts to happen. You start to get engagements. You start to get people DMing you. You start to get people going to your website. You start to get the interaction and the exposure that you're looking for. It does take a little time, but with time, you will begin to grow, and eventually you will start to reap the benefits of all the time and energy you put into building your following. Number three is one of my favorites. Getting reviews and testimonials. You guys, this is how I built many of my businesses, my brands, my products. I failed to mention in the beginning of this is that I have launched over 10 different digital products and over 10 different physical products. My background is e-com, so I have products that I sell online, but I've also been in the service industry for years, so I can help you guys with both sides of it. And this one has helped in both physical and digital service-based industries. So the big thing about testimonials and reviews is that it's just like you can talk about yourself, but when someone else talks about you, it holds more weight. Like, think about the last time you went to a great restaurant and you had a delicious meal and you were like, oh my God, that was so good. It was so tasty. Oh, and you go out and then you tell your friend and you tell your sister and you tell your coworker, nobody is paying you to do this, right? But you just had such an amazing experience and the food was so tasty and it was so delicious. You were like, oh my gosh, I have to tell you guys about this restaurant. You got to go. That is going to hold a lot more weight than, let's say, a commercial on television that this restaurant paid to run an ad. All right. So the same thing holds for you. When your clients and customers do testimonials and reviews, other people read those reviews and then they are more inclined to buy from you or to purchase from you or to book with you. Think about Amazon. What is the reason why you bought the last thing that you purchased on Amazon? Why? Probably because it had great reviews, right? That's what I do. So do not neglect getting reviews from your clients and your customers. And I'll give you another tip on that one. Video reviews are even better. So if you have a service-based business and you have provided a service for someone, ask your client immediately after the service, hey, did you enjoy that? Did I help you? Did I provide value? If they say yes, simply say, hey, can you do a quick video review for me? Just 2 to 3 minutes. It will really help me and help me grow my business. And I would so appreciate your input and sharing with the world and other people what I did for you. Number 4, it is local events. So wherever you are, I'm sure that there is somewhere, someone who's having an event. And sometimes you can find them for free. So check out your local SBA, your Small Business Administration, or your local Chamber of Commerce. Usually they have different networking events. They may even have some free classes that you can take. You always want to make sure you're participating in those types of events because you can really connect with a lot of amazing people who are also in the same industry as you. You know, you can find other business owners, you can find other product creators, you can find other service providers, and these people may be a great resource to introducing you to other clients and customers who can book with you and buy from you. Number 5. Number 5 is dear to my heart because it's kind of how I got my start. Back in the day when influencers were not a big thing, there were bloggers, okay? There were people online who were writing content and some of them were filming content back then, but blogging was really big. So when I launched my very first product, or one of my very first products, it was called Snazzy Lights. They were colorful clip-in hair extensions and you can clip them in and have instant color in a flash, right? So I built this website, or I had the website built prior to me learning. I didn't know how to build websites back then. So I paid someone to build this site and I just knew the minute we got the site up that I was gonna get all these sales. And I was like, oh, you know, I have this great product. It's amazing, it's quick, it's affordable, it's fun. People are just gonna buy, we're gonna sell out. And I launched a product and launched a website and it was crickets. It was crickets. Nobody came, nobody bought. And I was like, oh my God, I spent all this time, energy, and money building this website and nobody's buying my product. I was devastated, to say the least, right? Just disheartened, like, oh. So what I decided to do, actually, I reached out to one blogger and I said, hey, I have this product that I think will be great for your audience. She was a mommy blogger and she reviewed products for kids, and this was a kid-friendly product. And so I reached out to her and I said, hey, I would love to send you a free sample of my product for an honest review. Would you be interested? And she said, sure. So I send her the product, she does the review, she messages me back and says, I love this product, it's amazing. Your blog post is going up on this day. Could I share this with other bloggers if you need them? And I was like, of course, yes, please. What are we waiting on? So she sends out to her list of other mommy bloggers that, hey, this product company is looking for bloggers like yourself to review their product. If you're interested, email them. You have no idea how many emails I had in my inbox that day. I was like, oh my God. It was people flooding my inbox wanting to review my product, Snazzy Lights, and I could not believe it. I didn't even have enough product to send out to these people because we were making them in-house. So what I did is I took the names of all these bloggers, I got their mailing addresses, and we sent them out along with all of the copy that we wanted them to talk about or to mention in their blog post, and a coupon code to say, hey, if people purchase from you or your audience purchases through your link, we'll offer X amount of discount on this product, just to get them in the door and buying in. Oh my God, how it changed my business is just unreal. So that is one thing that I highly recommend you guys do if you're just starting out a business with a product or a service. Reaching out to potential bloggers who could possibly write a blog post about your product and your service would be an amazing way to get exposure for your new brand or service or product. Number 6. Now, we talked about this in the last one when I mentioned bloggers. The next one is influencers. Back in the day, they weren't called influencers, but now bloggers have turned to influencers. Influencers are people who have like a huge following. They may have 10,000, 30,000, 50,000 followers on Instagram or TikTok or any social media platform. And what influencers tend to do is they tend to get paid to promote other people's products. However, there are some, what I like to call micro influencers, who have not reached this huge number of followers yet. They're not at 100K. They're not at a 500K. They just reached 12,000 followers and they're still getting their footing. You can reach out to these micro influencers to see if they're interested in reviewing your product or reviewing your service. You guys, it is like one of the easiest way to get exposure and traction for your business. And then you always want to have a CTA, a call to action. CTA, call to action. What do you want people to do once this influencer shares this product with them or this service with them? Do you want them to visit your website? Do you want them to visit your IG page? What do you want them to do afterwards? Do you want them to go and buy something? Let the influencer know what you would like to achieve from this post. So for instance, if I were using my example of Snazzy Lights, I would take a Snazzy Light and then I would send it to an influencer. First, we're going to reach out to them and ask if they would be interested in doing a review on their page. If they say yes, say, okay. Sometimes they're going to charge. They may say, okay, I charge $50 per post or something like that for 2 days. $50. Hey, if you're going to get exposure to 12,000 potential customers, what's $50, right? So you'll possibly work out a deal with that influencer, pay the amount, send them the product, and then have them create a post. Now, usually I like to let the influencer have their own creative freedom, not give them too many restraints of what I need, but definitely have a call to action and what you want them to do afterwards. Hey, like this page. Hey, follow this page for more info. Hey, go over to their website. Whatever you want them to say, make sure you include it in that. And using influencer marketing is like the newest crave in getting exposure for your business, books, brands, or products. Number 7 is podcasters. Yes, podcasters. You guys, podcasting is growing like crazy right now. I actually had my first podcast, started it back in 2015 when podcasting wasn't a thing. And it was amazing and I loved it. And I love interviewing people and talking, having these fun, creative conversations and just learning a lot. But right now, podcasting is growing so quickly. But what podcasters are having a hard time doing is finding guests. They are having a hard time finding guests. So that means that they need you. They need the author. They need the content creator. They need the business owner, the entrepreneur, the mompreneur. They need the chef. They need the life coach. They need the consultant. They need the counselors, the therapists. You guys, they need you. If I have not made it clear. Podcasters are looking for experts and creative entrepreneurs that they can interview that will bring value to their audience. So you have to learn how to pitch a podcaster so that you can tell them, hey, this is who I am, this is what I offer, and this is what I can offer your guest on your show. Some podcasts are video podcasts and some of them are audio podcasts. You want to make sure where you shine the most. Some people are not comfortable being on camera, and that's okay. I can teach you how to do that if it's a video podcast. But if it's an audio podcast, that might be a little easier for you. All you have to do is sit back with your little microphone and talk. That is it. Just talk to this person's audience. It's simply a recorded conversation, all right? Don't get intimidated by podcasting. It is so much fun. You can sit in the comfort of your own home and be on a podcast with someone around the world and they have their audience listening to you. That can give you massive exposure. And the other great thing that I like to throw in there that a lot of people don't mention is that when you have something new launching, you have a new book, you have a new product, you have a new service, you just pivoted in your business, anytime you're doing anything new, you need to promote it. Think about your favorite movie. How did they get you to come and watch it? You went to watch the movie and you were so excited. You couldn't wait until that very first day that it came out in the movie theaters. Why? Because they promoted it. You saw television commercials. You saw magazine ads. You heard people talking about it. You saw it on Instagram. You heard about it on TikTok. You heard it everywhere. You even saw some of the actors that were in the movie. They were being interviewed by other journalists. And that is just not by, accident. That was planned to get you excited about what was coming so that you can go out and watch the movie the minute it launched. That is what you want to do for your thing that you're launching. You want to get people excited before you even put it out to the world. Go on a podcast tour, okay? Pitch several different podcasts, at least 5 or 6 some weeks prior to launching your product or your service or this new thing that you're putting out into the world, and go talk about it and talk about it and talk about it on all these different platforms to all these different audiences. And then once you actually launch, you have people who are so excited to come and buy from you and to come and utilize your services or come and patronize your business. That is the secret. So try it out. Let me know how it goes. All right, number 8. Number 8 is another favorite of mine. I've got a lot of favorites on this list. Start your own podcast. Okay, so if you find that you're uncomfortable pitching podcasters, or maybe you just like having those fun, innovative, creative conversations with people and you want to have your own podcast, go for it. Launch your own podcast. The great thing about this is that you then set yourself up as an expert automatically overnight, because now you have a podcast, you have a media platform, you have a way that you can talk about your services, but you can also highlight other people in your similar industries where they can come on your show and help you build your audience. Now, you may start out not having anybody listening to your show, but the more you invite other guests on your show and interview them, and you guys talk about, all the different things pertaining to the industry that you're in, you begin to tap into their audience and their traffic, and their audience and their followers may actually come over and start following you. That is great exposure. Number 9 is collaboration. All right, so we touched a little bit on this prior to getting to this one. The great thing about collaboration is that it is a meeting of the minds, if you will. It is linking up and connecting with someone else in your industry who has an audience that you want to tap into, and they do something similar to what you do, and you guys can come together and help each other out, right? So you now have a little bit of an audience and they have a little bit of an audience, and you guys say you reach out to each other, or you will be the person reaching out because you're a part of this mini course and you know what to do. You'd be the person reaching out and saying, hey, I love what you're doing. I love the type of content that you're putting out. We have similar audiences. I think it would be great if we created a collaboration, and you guys can come up creatively with what you guys want to produce for your audience. For instance, I just launched my Brenda Talks Business Minicast on Instagram, and it's been going so great. Thanks to all of you. And it's been growing and getting the attention of a lot of different people. In fact, just in the last 60 days, I've been approached by someone else to work with them. All right. So some of them were podcasters. They reached out to me and said, I love what you're doing. I would love to have you be a guest on my show. Who knew? Then I have a couple other people who are in similar spaces as me. They do video content creation, and they help people with their social media following. They help people, build their brand. And Just because I'm a marketing expert and branding strategist doesn't mean that I can't work along with someone else who also does the same thing. So I want you guys to be open-minded and not think of people as your competition. Think of them as someone that you can collaborate with. So this person reaches out to me. They hit me up in the DMs and said, hey, Brenda, I love what you're doing. We have similar passions. I would love to connect with you and see how I can offer value to your audience. I didn't even know that was going to happen. That is amazing. And that is the amazing thing that can happen once you start putting yourself out there. That is exposure. So now this person who is also in a similar industry as me, who also does branding and social media and also helps people with marketing, offered to help me and my audience. And now we're going to form a collaboration. That is how it works, you guys. So then my audience can benefit from the services that he offers, and his audience can benefit from the services that I offer. And together we can build something great. So collaborating with another professional influencer, content creator, entrepreneur in the same space as you is a great way to get exposure. Number 10. All right, so this is one that a lot of people don't talk about. They used to talk about it some years ago, but so many other things that come into play now that people get distracted by simple things that still work. And that is press releases. Are you familiar with press releases? Okay, if you're not, I'm gonna give you a little bit of info on what a press release is. A press release is a one-page written document that tells people about you. Okay, in a nutshell, it tells them who, what, when, where, and why. It is the thing that you put out to journalists to let them know that you have something newsworthy to tell the world about. So back when we were talking about, when you're launching and when you're promoting, maybe going on podcast tours, you want to also do a press release and notify the press, notify journalists that you are launching this thing, whatever the thing is. You're releasing your book, you're launching a course, you're opening a store, you have a new product, whatever that new thing is, tell the world about it. And you do it in an official press release. There's a specific way that the release needs to be written, but once it's written, you have all the information that you need on the release, you put it out on press release news wires. So what that does for you is it gives you the opportunity to be seen by potential journalists who want to interview you about your product or your service. You guys, listen, I did this so many times and it opened so many doors for me. And if you find that you have no doors opening, it's okay. You now have your official first piece of press that you can use on your websites. Number 11 is SEO. I'm sure you've heard this at some point. SEO stands for search engine optimization. And what that essentially means is that you want to be using keywords that makes it easier for your potential clients and customers to find you, okay? It's that simple. Just make sure anytime you're posting on your website, you're making a blog post, you're posting on social media, your Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is, you want to make sure you're using keywords in your sentences that can help your potential clients and customers find you. For instance, if you're posting on Instagram, in the caption, you might say something like 5 ways to reduce anxiety around the holiday season, right? So just the words holiday season and anxiety, those are keywords because someone may be on Instagram searching for ways to release or reduce anxiety. And then in your hashtags, you want to put hashtag anxiety, hashtag holiday drama, hashtag, bipolar, hashtag mental illness, hashtag mental disorder, just mental, anything to do with those things pertaining to what you're putting out, the type of content that you're putting out. And what that does is it creates SEO, searchable keywords that will give you an opportunity to pop up on these social media platforms. The same thing happens on your website when you do this in your blog post and you're writing. Make sure you're using keywords so that when people search for a particular subject matter in Google, it'll pop up. You will be the person that will probably be found before someone else who does not use SEO. Number 12. Number 12 is discussion boards. So there are a lot of discussion boards online for different industries. What you can do is you can go create an account on discussion board and then get in there and discuss, answer questions. One that I really like is Reddit and Quora. I probably did not say that right, but they are really big discussion boards where people can go on and ask questions, and you can interact and you can comment. So there are going to be people asking questions on these sites, and you as an expert or a professional in your field can answer the question. And the more questions you answer, you start to get points and all these different bonuses and followers. But you also can plug yourself here and there. You don't want to go in talking about all the things that you do and what you have to offer. But when someone asks a specific question, you guys know where I can find, I don't know, a great restaurant in my area, and you're the owner of a great restaurant, it would be ideal for you to say, hey, I own XYZ restaurant. Come check us out. So it's so many different ways that you guys can kind of promote yourself and get exposures on these discussion boards, but you want to make sure that it's organic and authentic, and you're not just going in there spamming and putting your website and telling people to go to your page or to go to your website. You just want to make sure you're offering advice and you're offering help, and when you see an opportunity to plug yourself, go for it. Number 13 is to start a YouTube channel. OMG. With all the social media coming out and happening right now, a lot of people completely forget about YouTube, but YouTube is a great way to get exposure for your brand, your business, your books, your products, your everything for yourself, because you are a brand as well. So starting a YouTube channel is very simple and easy. All you have to do is have a Gmail account, type in YouTube, click start channel. All you have to do is give your channel name, film a video, and boom, bam, pada bing, you are a YouTuber. It's that simple. Now, it does take some time, as any other platform, to build up your following, but you're going to start to see that you'll get more people watching your videos when you show up consistently. So you choose a YouTube name, you choose your channel name, you choose what topic you're going to talk about, because the thing with YouTube is that they want to see consistency and see that you're consistently talking about a specific topic, right? So for me, it's marketing and branding. For you, it might be beauty products. It may be hairstyles. It may be cars. It may be, mental health or self-care tips. Whatever that is, make sure you kind of stay on subject, because YouTube's algorithm loves to offer content to the audience who likes similar things. So they want to see all of the same content across your channel. Now, being a YouTuber is an awesome thing, because what a lot of people don't know is YouTube is the second largest search engine. Yes, the second largest search engine, just behind Google. So just when we were talking about SEO, YouTube is a great way to produce search engine optimized content, because if a person types in how to bake a cake for Thanksgiving and the title of your video is how to bake a delicious chocolate cake for Thanksgiving, there's a high possibility that your actual video will show up on Google. So it's a great way to get exposure for your business, books, brands, and products, and possibly get some publicity. Number 14. Number 14 is to join an online community or group. So I'm sure many of you are already in Facebook groups, and maybe you've even started your own group. This is a great way to connect with other like-minded individuals and to possibly collaborate and connect with other people who have similar interests as you. So this is also a good way to get exposure, because again, it's organic. You're having organic conversations with people. You're offering your help. You're answering questions. You're posting things in these groups. This is a great way, when the opportunity arises and someone asks a specific question, if it's something that you offer, hey, I can help you with that. It's a great way for you to possibly gain clients and customers. Number 15 is meetups. Oh, I love meetups because, again, If you guys see the theme, like-minded individuals in similar industries, you get to meet a lot of people who are on the same page as you, okay? So meetups are usually done by influencers. There was a particular website called meetup.com. I think that might still be out there. There are so many ways that you can find other people with similar interests where you can go and meet up with them. And usually the meetup kind of has a theme, like we're gonna all come together and talk about networking, or we're gonna come together and talk about tennis, or we're gonna come together and talk about business. Whatever that is, the person creating the meetup will tell you. But there have been some free meetups that I've actually attended from YouTubers and influencers and people on Instagram and TikTok that I follow. Recently, I got really heavily into cryptocurrency and I was like learning everything about crypto. And this guy that I follow on YouTube, it has like 100,000 YouTube followers. He posts on his YouTube channel that he was going to have a meetup for all of his subscribers. And he told us the place, the time, the date, and all that good stuff. And it just happened to be in my city. It was a free meetup, and I went there and met some amazing people. I was able to connect with other like-minded individuals who were also just as into crypto as I was. Just recently, I logged into Instagram, and another influencer that I follow in the business space posts, hey, I'm having a meetup. It's a free meetup tomorrow. If you want to know the location, DM me. You guys, this is an amazing way to go and meet like-minded people, people in your same industry, and possibly connect with them and get exposure for your products, for your service, and potentially have them be a customer. Number 16, it is a very creative way for service providers. This is what I usually recommend for my hairstylist, my makeup artist, for my massage therapist, people who can provide services on site. Go to a high-end hotel that has a concierge desk, right? You guys know the concierge are the people that all the hotel guests go to get answers, right? They're like, okay, where's the closest restaurant? Where can I go get my nails done? Where can I go get my hair done? They're in town just for a short period of time, but they need someone to make a recommendation, and they go to the concierge. So what I recommend is that you go in and you befriend them. You get to know them. You talk to them. You introduce yourself. And bring a gift, right? Like you can bring a box of cookies or some fruit or something that you know that they will benefit from, because usually they're standing on their feet all day and they're probably going to be hungry. And let them know that you have a service that you can offer their guests. So if their guests need something, for instance, if there's a hotel that does not have a spa and you're a massage therapist, you can go in and be like, hey, introduce yourself, tell them who you are, what you can do, and let them know that you provide on-site massage therapy. You can do that for their guests. Same thing if you're a hairstylist or makeup artist or anything that you actually can come in and do in the room that doesn't require a lot of equipment. Get to know the concierge, because the next time a guest asks for a recommendation for something, they may actually recommend you. Number 17 is conferences. Love this one, because usually conferences is full, packed, several days of people who absolutely love whatever the conference is about, right? So I recently went to a conference called Funnel Hacking Live. It was absolutely amazing. It was a conference for marketers and entrepreneurs and business owners and branding experts. And it was just so full of energy. And I got to meet and interact with other like-minded individuals who I actually keep in contact with on a weekly basis. It is so great to go to conferences where people are sharing ideas. You get inspired. There's so much that you can learn, and you can share your contacts. The great thing that I learned at my most recent conference is that it was so easy to meet people, because that's what we were all there for, to connect and to collaborate. And one tool that I want to give you guys that a lot of people were using at this conference was a digital business card. Yes, old school business cards are out. You guys can just throw those away. Digital business cards are in. And there was a resource, hello.me, I believe it's the name of it. You guys can go there and download and create your own digital business cards. And this is what you can use when you start going to your networking event that we talked about previously. and you want to connect with someone, all they have to do is scan your QR code, which is your digital business card, and all of your information, your website, your mailing address if you want, your first name, your last name, all of your social media contact instantly gets uploaded into their contacts. It is an amazing way to network, and it's an amazing way to get people's contact very quickly and very instantly. So make sure you book your next conference and get ready to start making some major connections. Number 18. Number 18 is up there, okay? It's up there with the exposure and really setting your product and your services up on a national scale. And that is celebrity shoutouts. Yes, I'm not sure if you've heard, but you guys know that when celebrities have award ceremonies, there is a whole pre-show that's happening behind the scenes. These celebrities get to go and interact with vendors and go to these different tables and try products, new products that are just come on the market, or maybe even a product that's been around for a while, and they get goodie bags. Yes, goodie bags full of all these amazing products and goodies that they then can talk about or use or give to their family and friends. The other great thing that they do with these goodie bags is they take a picture of your product. So if this was your pen and I were a celebrity, I'd be like, oh, this pen is amazing. You guys should try it. It writes so perfectly. I just love writing with this pen. It is awesome. And then they take a picture. So now guess what you have? You have a picture of a celebrity holding your product and talking about it. It's amazing. Yes, most of these services, they charge for it, right? So if you wanted to be a vendor behind the scenes on one of these award shows, you would reach out to a company that does this type of placement, and you tell them what type of product you offer and that you want to be included in these goodie bags, and they would then send you the information on how to be a part of the event. It is an amazing way to really up your, up level yourself, level up your game, because now that you have a celebrity endorsement, you then can use that on your marketing when you talk about your products, once you get featured in these, big places, you get to say, hey, this was endorsed by such and such, as seen with blah, blah, blah. So it's a great way to get your product out there. Number 19 is speaking engagements. Yes, I know a lot of you heard that and you're like, oh, no, Brenda, I don't want to speak. I don't want to be on stage. But listen, speaking is a great way to position yourself as an expert in your field. I know some of you are nervous about speaking on stage, and there are even some of you who are nervous about speaking in front of a camera like this, but you got to get out of your own way, because you have something amazing to offer the world. You are phenomenal, you are great, you're awesome, you're gifted, and you're talented, and you got to let the world see everything that you have to offer, and that includes being on camera and speaking. Okay, now, a lot of times people think speaking like, oh my gosh, I have to be on a big stage in front of this huge audience. With COVID, so many things have shifted and changed. You literally can be on stage speaking to a huge audience from the comfort of your own home, kind of like I'm doing right now. I don't know how many people will actually watch this mini course, but there is a potential for me to be in the homes of hundreds of thousands of people, because I now am sitting in my own home, educating, offering information that you can then use to help grow your business and get exposure. So this essentially is my stage. It's my virtual stage. So I want you guys to get comfortable speaking, being on stage. One of my mentors, Myron Golden, says, those people who learn how to communicate, when you learn how to use words, when you learn how to use your mouth, you automatically give yourself a raise, okay? Because the people who know how to communicate are the people who are at the highest tier pay level. Think about your actors. Think about your, your talk show hosts like Oprah. Think about these people who are out there. They're not really doing a lot. All they're doing is speaking, providing entertainment, providing education, providing some type of input or knowledge on something. They're corresponding. You guys, When you get comfortable speaking to your ideal client and customer, you set yourself up as an expert. They then look at you and view you in a different light because you're on their screen. They're like, oh my God, I watched this person. They're amazing. They're awesome. So the things that you need to do right now is practice communicating, okay? Get in front of your camera, turn it on, practice going live, or practice filming a short video that you can post as a reel on Instagram, or a video on TikTok, or a YouTube short on YouTube. It only has to be a minute or less. Practice, 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 because I guarantee you, once you get this speaking thing down, getting exposure is going to be easy. It is going to be effortless because now you have refined your message. You've refined how you introduce yourself. You've refined how you talk about your product because you got an opportunity to get on video and speak about it. Okay, so I want you guys to practice that because you never know who may call you up and ask you to come and speak on their big stage. Number 20, we made it. The last and final way to get exposure for your business, books, brands, services, and products is, drumroll please, press. Yes, utilizing the press and media and magazines. Oh my God. You guys, this is how I got my name out there, utilizing the press. And what I didn't know was that I already had this unique framework that had the press coming to me. I had no idea what I was doing, but now after evaluating all the strategies and marketing strategies that I used over the years, I clearly see the things that I did that garnered the attention of journalists, of magazine editors, of casting agents. I did not realize that some of these exact tips and tools that I taught you here in this mini course today was what I was utilizing to get people to come to me. So what I want to do is teach you guys how to stop seeking and start being sought after. I want to stop you from knocking on other people's doors and have them knocking on yours. Okay, I want you to get comfortable being uncomfortable, being on camera, talking about yourself. You got to get comfortable with that because that is how you get exposure. Okay, so what happened for me? What had happened was I launched my product Snazzy Lights and I put out a press release. Okay, that's why I mentioned that early on in this mini course. I put out a press release, and shortly after, I had a celebrity contact me, and the celebrity was Tori Spelling from 90210. I know, cray, right? It's crazy. It was her assistant, but she said to me, Tori Spelling saw your product, and I'm reaching out because she wants to have your product, and guess what? A goodie bag. Yes, a goodie bag for actually her daughter's like 4-year-old birthday party. And I was like, oh, so my product will be in a goodie bag, a giveaway to celebrity kids, and their kids get to come and use my product. This is amazing, right? So that was kind of my first introduction to understanding how this world of really getting exposure works. And then from there, it went on and I started being contacted by a variety of people in the media for various things because I have a whole span of a career of a lot of different things that I've done. One of those things was being a hairstylist. And I was working in this major salon, top salon in Atlanta, Georgia. And I was just minding my business, doing my thing. There's a whole story behind that I'll tell you guys later. But essentially, one day I checked my email and there is an email from a casting agent saying, you're amazing. We love your work. We saw you online and we want you to audition for this reality TV show. And I was like, oh my God, is this a joke? No way. This cannot be real, right? So to make a long story short, I contact the number in the email. I talk to the casting agent. She tells me all about it. She's like, it's not a joke. It's a real thing. It's on the Oxygen Network, which is an NBC affiliate. And we think you're amazing. You should audition. So I auditioned for this show. I send in all these different videotapes, which is why you guys have to be comfortable on camera, right? You got to get comfortable. I had to submit video auditions and send them in. And then the casting agents and directors looked at it. They chose their cast of about 18,000 people, they narrowed it down to 20. I was one of the 20. They flew us out to LA. We then had to audition again. They said to us, 20 of you are here, but half of you are going home. And I was like, oh my God, like, no. So we all had to do it was like a show, kind of like Project Runway, but for hairstylists. And we had to create these big structures out of hair, right? So we had to go in and create all of these huge, elaborate pieces that we would put on our model's head. And then afterwards, the way they narrowed it down is that we had to have an interview in front of, get this, the network executives of NBC. I was like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. There's no way I could do this. And for whatever reason, they wanted me to go first. They were like, Brenda is gonna go in. She's gonna be the first one interviewing with the executives. And I'm like, why me? Why? No, I'm freaking out. So there's a PA outside the door. I'm standing outside the door, getting ready to go in and present my work that I just created. It's big, massive hair piece. It actually was an elephant. It's pretty cool. Talk about that later. But the PA says to me, it's production assistant, says to me, we flew you here because of who you are. Do not change now. Oh my God, that was a lesson that I've taken with me all these years. We flew you here because of who you are. Do not change now. Needless to say, I went in, I completely knocked it out of the ballpark, right? Turned on my personality. I was in there answering the questions, any questions that they had. I was like, boom, boom, bam. And I was casted. I was one of the ones who got to stay 11 of the top stylists throughout the US who was on this national reality TV show. It was an incredible experience. But the moral of that story is you are who you are. All you have is all you need. You have everything within you right now to go out and build that product and launch that service and book those clients. You have everything it takes. The gold is within you. You are a gold mine. Some people say you're sitting on a gold mine. You are it, baby. You are the gold mine. It's within you. And sometimes you just need someone, a mentor, to help you mine your gold. And that is what I'm here for. You guys, if this was helpful for you, if you got value for this mini course, I am going to be doing a challenge. And the challenge is going to be the Get More Exposure Challenge. It's going to help you dive deeper into some of these concepts that we talked about in this mini course. And just below this video, you should see a link where you can go up and sign up for that challenge. I would love to work more with you on how to take some of these things that you learned in this course and put them into action and put yourself out there and get the exposure that you know you deserve. I am your biggest cheerleader. I cannot wait to cheer you on. I cannot wait to watch you write that press release. I cannot wait to watch you build that Instagram following. I cannot wait to see you on that stage speaking, and I cannot wait to watch you on television during your interviews, talking to journalists and telling everyone about the amazing products and services and books and brands that you have and that you've created. So thank you if you made it to the end of this mini course. If you feel like you'll benefit from the challenge, join me. Click the link below, and I look forward to seeing you